I think both sides succeeded in preventing emotion from riding herd, from making kind of statements that would be regretted later.
I hope this thing, can really get over, because we have more important things in the bilateral and the multilateral relations.
What I hope is that we could use this incident as a way to try to make the communications more sustainable and more stable and more effective between our two sides.
Welcome to CCG Global Dialogue.
I noticed from the President Biden's State of Union speech was largely about domestic. He mentioned about China. He said he wants to compete, not confront. But also he said, he wants to cooperate with China whenever beneficial to the U.S. and the world. Of course, also we had a balloon incident actually happened, that between China and the U.S. What's your analysis of the current situation?
I think it was a clear indication that President Biden is looking to sort of tamp down rhetoric and right size the kind of rhetoric and attention that negative attention in the U.S.-China relationship right now. I think, what I hope is that we could use this incident as a way to try to make the communications more sustainable and more stable and more effective between our two sides. And, one of the reasons that Tony Blinken wanted to make his visit to Beijing, following up on the meeting between the two presidents in Bali, was in order to talk exactly about this problem that we have. Our communication channels have become so truncated, so narrow, that it is very hard. We have such a complicated relationship with all kinds of issues, and yet we only have, at this point, really the channel between the two presidents, which obviously can't be exercised every day, or even, every month. So we've really got to get some channels established.
The response on the blue incident was quite reserved, as far as I can see, from Chinese side as well. I hope this thing, can really get over, because we have more important things in the bilateral and the multilateral relations.
Both sides were careful in the aftermath and as the events unfolded to not choose language that put the competition starkly or to issue ultimatums, rather to sort of try to stay in touch with each other so that we did not see what is quite emotionally received by the American public and media as something, as a precursor to sharpened conflict between the two sides. I think both sides succeeded in preventing emotion from riding herd, from making kind of statements that would be regretted later. But we've still got a lot to patch together. And I think the weekend events with the balloon and the cancellation or postponement of the trip by Blinken also allows us to look at what the agenda going forward might be. How do we build a more constructive way of dealing with one another